What's up, YouTube? Zachary Michaels here. I'm an actor, and this is An Actor Reacts. Today we'll be reacting to Good News, the debut studio album from Megan Thee Stallion. Let's get into it. Before we get started, if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. And if you're somebody who's already subscribed to my channel, I just wanted to give y'all a quick thank you and a shout out because we just crossed 1K subscribers. I seriously appreciate all the support, and I literally could not do this without y'all. So once again, thank you. Okay, so Good News is a debut studio album by Megan Thee Stallion, released on November 20th, 2020. The album contains production from Mustard, LilJuMadeDaBeat, and D.A Got That Dope, among others, and features guest appearances from DaBaby, City Girls, Lil Durk, SZA, Popcaan, Mustard, Big Sean, 2 Chainz, Beyoncé, and Young Thug. The album has produced 3 singles: Girls in the Hood, which peaked at number 28 on the Hot 100, Don't Stop featuring Young Thug, which peaked at number 30 on the Hot 100, and the latest single, Body, which was released alongside the album and peaked at number 12 on the Hot 100. It also contains the remix of her single Savage from her EP Suga, featuring Beyoncé, which earned Megan her first #1 song. Good News debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart, selling over 100,000 album equivalent units in its first week. In addition to topping both the top R&B and hip-hop albums chart and the rap albums chart, it also peaked in the top 50 of countries such as the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Ireland, and New Zealand. Okay, Megan's debut album. I feel like they've been saying her debut album is every single project that she's released in the past 2 years, but finally this is the definitive debut album for her, and this will also be the first full project that I'm hearing from her. I've really only heard the songs that I've reacted to on the channel, and then a handful of singles from her in the past. But I've been hearing really good things about this album, so I'm excited to get into it. Plus, I reacted to Body when that came out. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. And I love that song. It has been stuck in my head since I reacted to it. It's just, that's my jam. So if the rest of the album is just as good as Body, then I'm excited for it. So let's listen. Came in already talking.
Excited. Now y'all in cahoots. You a pussy bitch, pussy nigga with a pussy gun in his feel. Okay, he in the bag sitting, he keep calling me a bitch. We all know the shit I could've came back with. He talking about his followers, and we still ain't got no fucking justice for Breonna Taylor. Any nigga on that nigga side is a clout chaser, a bitch who we fucking or a hoe that he paying.
Talk your talk.
Who you taking shots at, goofy ass niggas? Keep your broke ass out of bitch business. Oh shit, it's a lot of weak niggas in this bitch. They confused.
This beat is hard too.
Who a snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bitch that got her chance, that's called a loss, had something to say. Keep it pimping always. Actions do the talking. I know you want the cops, so I ain't saying y'all names. Oh, you out here ballin', huh? Who you get that money from? 10 toes down for whoever get the pity, huh? Who you taking shots at, goofy ass bitch? Watching me succeed from your knees sucking dick. I know you want attention from the niggas that I get.
Oh.
You a side place, trim stay in your place. Real bitch, yeah. I ain't selling fairy tales. Face time my nigga while my other nigga laying there. Who you taking shots at? Shut up with your scary ass. No profile pic, bitch, your mama shouldn't have had. Kick me while I'm down bad. I remember I'll lad. Next nigga send a shot, I'ma send it right back.
Megan going in the first track. I pulled up the lyrics because off that title I knew she was gonna be talking some talk, and she was, and I loved every single second of it. I like that too, just right off the bat, getting into it. I know this is what everybody want to hear me talk about, so let me first track say it all so then we can have some fun, and just shots fired, the perfect title, because shots not only got fired at her, that whole incident, but she was firing shots this whole song. She went at Tori. She went at that friend of hers. What's her name? Kelsey. She went at the justice system for no justice for Breonna Taylor. She went at trolls on Twitter. Like, the girl went in. Like, off that beat, as soon as that beat came on, I was like, ooh, this about to be nasty. The beat was hard, and that kind of beat, that feel like that real, like, that gutter stuff. Like, you already know you gotta go in on a beat like that, and she did. Like, it's just that I was gonna try to read some of my favorite lines, but really, it's the whole song. She just went in. She flowed nice over the beat. Great lines in there. I said all the people that she went at, like, chef's kiss. Perfect way to start off the album. Get out all that aggression. Now let's have a good time. Let's go into the next track.
Yeah. Hey. Right, girl shit.
What's the sample there? I like it.
Why you wanna do the bad bitch wrong? Got to make this every bad bitch song. Ay, don't you hate when you hold a nigga down? Then we switch up on you turn up to the count. Ay, we ain't going back and forth with the little boys.
I love that sample back there.
I ain't going back and forth with these little boys. I'm a February baby, I'm a big flirt. I gotta give a nigga space when his feelings hurt. The more I ignore you, the more you adore me. Crazy ass niggas need to come with a one. Easy crazy about me, or he just crazy. You been tripping lately, nigga too attached. Gotta make it like a titty baby.
Whoa.
Backstabs, mama died still sad. War with myself in my head, bitches Baghdad. You hate when you hold a nigga down, then you switch up on you turn not to be a count. Ayy, look, I ain't in my feelings with it. Turn around, pump it out, bitch, get it. Never let a nigga see you sweat. 2, never let these niggas come between your check. 3, never let a nigga turn you against me, cause the dick come and go, but I'm riding past heat. Cause love using Instagram like a journal. Just like my ass niggas talking in a circle. Why niggas let her talk down, I don't know. Like I ain't keeping all the facts in my phone. Like I ain't got the pictures of you begging for forgiveness. I ain't gotta do the most, I know what the real is. I mean to be intrusive, but you thinking you exclusive when a party ain't a party if my bitches ain't included.
Hey.
Why you wanna do the bad bitch wrong? Got to make this every bad bitch song. Ay, don't you hate when you hold a nigga down, then you switch up on you turn not to be a clown. Ay, look, I ain't in my feelings with it. Turn around, pump it out, bitch, get it. Turn up, I'ma make them get a noise. We ain't going back and forth with the little boys.
Okay, Circles. I really like that track, especially the use of the sample. Let me know what song that is below in the comments, because it sounded really nice. But like that looped sample throughout, mixed with like it mixed together for like it kind of felt like a ballad up tempo hybrid, because the beat felt more like kicking and up tempo, and then that sample was real slow, and those two things coming together was just really interesting to me. So I really like that. And then I love Megan's flow over the track. It was just like, yeah, like it all came together, and I was like, yeah, like I'm vibing to this one. And while the song, like on surface level, kind of felt like it could just be like about a dysfunctional relationship with any guy, that song too did kind of feel like it was reflecting on the whole like Tory situation from a certain lines in there, like what is it? Like the if I cut her off, then I mean it. Like that could be about her friend, and then like, is he crazy about me or is he just crazy? Too attached, and then like the bullet wounds, backstab, mama died, still sad. So like that really feel like she's talking about Tory there. There was another something about like using Instagram as a diary, and like the more I ignore you, the more you adore me, because that has been Tory. Like she posted that like twerking video, and then he like tweeted something about like, doing all that for the gram but couldn't take no, like he definitely feels obsessed, and he made that whole like mixtape thing about those I don't know, but some of these lines in here definitely feel like they're about that whole situation with Tori and her friend, and like the backstabbing that went on there, even though it could just apply to a general relationship, because she's saying like, she has some lines in there that could just be universal things, but the specific ones feel like it's definitely still talking about that whole Tory situation. But I really, again, like the song, especially the use of that sample and how it mixed with the beat and Megan's flow, and then the lines just kind of added that extra little sauce to the track. But yeah, let's go on to the next track, Cry Baby featuring DaBaby. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Baby, that's my baby.
She ain't gave me none that puss in a while. She had to put away, now I don't mind waiting. Oh, you ain't gonna respond to my text? Oh, yeah, want me keep on my diamonds and sex? What's your name? Keisha, Keith, Jasmine, Jan, Kiera, Megan, go, Lisa, Ashley, Sierra, Sarah. Shorty came through it there, here so good. I said, fuck it, I ain't using no rubber. Way she make that ass bounce like I love her. Got that ass in that mouth from my mother.
The beat is throwing me off.
Lay down on the bed, do the cry, baby. She ain't gave me none that puss in the wild.
This the chorus?
Lay on my stomach to the up, do the cry, baby. Look back, hold it open, now he annihilated. Running like a bitch when he hit this pussy. Damn, he probably wanna wear my hoodie. Choke me, spank me, look at me, thank me. If I give it to another nigga, he'll hate me. Spit, flirt, give him their words. Feel too fast for me, not a nigga hurt.
I think I like Megan on the track better.
Jordan, Tommy, Timothy, Daniels, my little Jonathan, bring your Sarah. Don't fuck me like that, fuck me like this. Yeah. His friends and his dad hate me. I broke his little heart, he'll cry, baby. If I ain't let him hit the pussy by now, then that nigga lame if he still waiting.
Cry baby. Not gonna lie, this one threw me off a little bit. I don't even know what to say. It was definitely interesting because I just don't know what to make of it. Like it's kind of the same thing with the beat that I was saying on the last song, like the mix of like the last song had that sample and then mixed with a more up-tempo beat, and this beat had the same kind of thing except it was like a baby, I guess, or it kind of felt like a baby like humming a nursery rhyme or something mixed with like the trap bass. So that was just kind of throwing me for a loop the entire song. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not gonna be one of my favorites because maybe I'll like it more if I listen to it some more. But off of first listen, I don't know. It was kind of awkward. DaBaby, I don't know. He didn't really like fit for the song for me. Like I started liking it a little more once Megan came on. But I don't know. I usually like DaBaby stuff that I hear, but this felt weird. Maybe because I feel like it's like the baby crying sample thing, and they just talk about sex the whole song. That I don't know. Not my favorite. Yeah, let's go on to the next track.
Real hot girl shit in the motherfucking city, girl. Do it on the dick, do it on the back, do it. I would never trip about any old dick. My heart broke is nothing that my jeweler won't fix.
This got a sample. What is that? That doom doom. That sounds so familiar.
Oh shit, I think I'm pregnant, but I don't see no belly. These bitches trying to come my way before they even ready. They say I got the skills, they say I got the look. I got so many bars, they putting money on my books. Hey, I got a couple of bitches mad cause I don't fuck with them no more. Since you say you so unbothered, what you speaking on folks? Yeah, do it on the dick, do it on the dick, do it on the dick. Top notch bitch on A-list dick. This city crush shit can't flex like this. Old country ass bitch can't dress like this. Go to sleep, take a nap, I'ma crash in that dick. I won't bad for no dick, I won't cry for no dick. If the dick broke, nigga, put a cast on that dick. Ice Cube.
What is that beat? It sounds so familiar.
I should call my O'Shea. Fuck boys.
Ha! I like that.
Nigga with a paddock and a tech on him. Do it on the dick. 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 Do it, bitch. But that body built like a dog. I ain't in no competition with these hoes at all. I show on the bakery where niggas bring the cake to me. And if that boy a baller, I bet I can make a play for me. I know my haters watching, so I do it for that bitch ass. Do it on the dick. 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 Do it.
Hey. Do it on the tip. That ain't what they say in the song, but that's what we gonna go with because that's what the title say. But I like this one, Megan coming together with the City Girls. I like to see her with other women, like her and Cardi with WAP. Like that was a big moment. Now she with the City Girls. I just like it, same kind of, lyrical content of the song. They, women being sexual beings. I love it. And I really love the beat of this one. I kept saying throughout, what is that sample? Let me know if you know below in the comments, because that like do it sounded so familiar to me. And maybe it's just because like it's a hip hop song and maybe like other songs are similar. But I don't know. There was something so distinct about that beat. I felt like I've heard this before. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But I really liked it though. Something that I really like too on like all 5 of the songs so far, none of them have felt like overproduced. Like none of them felt like the beats almost feel kind of empty in a way, but like not in a bad way. Like it's not like too much going on. It's just like nice, simple, catchy beats. And what's really like mattering is like the flow and what they saying. Well, I didn't really pay attention to what exactly they were saying throughout the song. I did catch a couple lines like the Ice Cube line, and then like these girls are my sons, call them like O'Shea. So I caught a couple lines in there, but for the most part I was just vibing out to the song and the beat and having a good time with it. But Megan and the City Girls, I love to see them coming together and bigging each other up instead of beefing how they try to make women do in the industry. But yeah, good one. Let's go on to the next track.
Oh, he want a bad bitch. Well, I want a nigga with some money and a long dick. Buy me everything in my card if you my boyfriend. And
this feel real like early 2000s.
Oh, you wanna see my nails when they done shit.
This made me think of like early 2000s like Cash Money stuff.
Only work on needy bitches. Tell yourself not talking to me. I'm already calling my other nigga. Hey, thinking that he future, I'ma leave him in the past tense. And I'm in my book, so I think like a bad bitch. He said let's make a movie, and that is so quick we made a story. He tell people we not talking, no little nigga, you getting ignored. Hit it for a bad bitch, spin it for a bad bitch. If you
like this felt like that kind of music. Hey,
spin it for a bad bitch. If you got some money, nigga, trick on a bad bitch. I ain't playing nice for no fucking plane ticket, and I ain't coming over till I know how big your dick is. He think I'm too bad to be mad, I'm too sexy to be jealous, and I'm too fucking grown to be playing with these niggas. He want a bad bitch, well I want a nigga with some money and a long dick. Buy me everything in my card if you my boyfriend, and best in this pussy boy support black business. Get it for a bad bitch, real hot girl shit.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm already rich, but I'm still trying to get rich.
Love her energy. Hey, hey. Sugar Baby, another track that I like. I really love the beat. It gave me, like I said, like real like early 2000s kind of hip hop, real like 99 in the 2000s, Cash Money coming in. You know what I'm talking about. Like it gave me that whole like era of music. And then I just love Megan, like her energy, like just makes me have a good time because she feel like she having a good time, and she always do have some like slick little lines in it. I'm like, I see you. But yeah, just a fun little song, nothing too deep. She rich and she trying to get richer from her sugar daddy, you know. Just a fun track, and I feel like her energy is what really sells her music. And then I just really again love that beat and that kind of throwback early 2000s kind of vibe to it. So yeah, let's go into the next track. Like the beat.
Take a shot, then turn the phone and she give me that deuce again. That ain't my man, but that's my man, though. So watch your hands. How he tryna holler when you ain't looking? Just stop shaking his hand, bro. He my coochie. Let's make a movie, nigga. I'm talking ASMR. Let me hear you chew it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. She has some crazy lines in here. I love it.
I might let him add some stretch to it.
Shake that booty.
Yeah.
Shake that booty, bitch. Shake that booty. Shake that booty, bitch. Shake that booty. Shake that booty, bitch. Shake that booty. Shake that booty, bitch. Shake that bitch to shake her ass. Told me put some ones on it. Told the bitch to kiss my ring. Just don't put your tongue on it. Never trip about no politics. I know the hood one. All the bottles I don't even drink. I know the hood one. Got my block inside the VIP. I wish you would want it. Bounce your booty. Make a movie, bitch. Shake your boobies. I'm like a groupie, bitch. Tell her shake it, drop her friends off and take her pants off.
Tell him spin it, you ain't got no money, keep your hands off.
Chain 180, it's expensive, bitch, just keep your hands off.
I'm a boss, I could buy the same thing my man bought. I'm let talking in circles, just just save it. I don't wanna play with you, nigga, just pay me. He gotta go if he ain't coming with it. Me and a broke nigga ain't getting entangled. I want a bird, can. Finna find out that SSN. I don't call you when you be with them hoes, so don't blow me up when you stand with mine. Thank you, player. She gon' air you out when she mad. And I don't kiss you cause I know you eating ass, yeah. You get beside yourself, find yourself, or I'll make you hide yourself. Who the fuck pumping these bitches? Bitches is ass, just like they hide the jail. I see how your mama felt. Finna go find my belt. Chop on my car to get dealt. Bad bitches get good gifts, and that's word to the ride I'm in.
Shake that booty. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shake that booty, bitch. Shake that booty.
I don't really have much to say about this one. It was a cool song. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it though. It was just kind of, you know, middle of the pack. Cool song that you like. It's definitely like a strip club anthem. Like I see this being in like season 2 of like P Valley and them dancing on the pole to this. Like it definitely, I feel like you got to be in the right environment to really enjoy this one. But yeah, it was cool. I like their verses. They both flowed well. I really like the beat. That was probably my favorite part. I like the chorus. But yeah, it just wasn't anything like super amazing. But it was a cool song. So yeah, let's go on to Freaky Girls featuring SZA.
What Juicy say? He like,
Shut the fuck up. Okay, definitely getting another old school vibe with that beat. Feel like some Eazy-E type.
no new shit. Do you know who you dealing with? Hang a big but killing shit. Call the judges to buy a car, I'm the flyest bitch on the dealership. Bust that pussy wide, let him adventure inside. If my pussy was a beach,
this beat.
Up by the tide. Any nigga I let hit it, they know Sally is a vibe. If I wasn't such a player, probably be somebody's wife.
Ha.
For the daddies who truly support my habits, who buy the double C's when I'm making A's in my classes. Why would I die and say I wanna be the only one, knowing that I'm young and getting to the money, having fun?
That pop that sounds so familiar. Freaky Girls. I really like the beat of that one. That was probably my favorite part. It actually felt like it had like a couple different samples. Like I was getting like a real like throwback kind of early 90s vibe. Kind of like, it kind of felt like Gin and Juice or like some Eazy-E type music was playing in it. Like it felt like the lowrider type music. But then it also, like the pop that felt like something else. And then there was another part that I couldn't quite like, that also felt like something else too. It felt like kind of 3 different samples kind of mixed together or something, but I thought it came together really nice. And then I thought that SZA's voice was like the perfect like addition to the song. Like her kind of floaty, like vibey, like kind of garbled delivery of her vocals, I thought worked really well. And I understood her too. Usually sometimes I'm like, I don't know what SZA's saying, but I'm vibing to it. Here I was vibing to it and I understood it. So I liked her voice and her kind of vocal delivery and stuff on the track. And then Megan did her thing too, but those are probably my favorite elements of the song, was the beat and like the 3 different kind of sounds coming together mixed with like SZA's voice. That was really what I liked about the song. But yeah, let's go on to my song, Body.
Real hot girl shit. And if the beat live,
you know LilJuMadeDaBeat. Look at how I body that, ate it up and gave it back. We're making that. Like a barbecue, but you won't get your baby back. See me in that dress and he felt like he almost tasted that. No, eat it up. Go play okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest, you ain't never gotta heat me up. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. Love the beat right there.
Getting these niggas through the quarantine. Bitch, I'm very well. On my shit, as you could tell. Any hoe got beef from years ago is beefing by herself.
This beat is so good. The category is body.
Look at the way it's sitting. That ratio so I control that race that ass still fitting. If I were me and I would see myself, I would have brought me drink. Took me home, hit me long, ate it with the pennies on. Went to build a house with all the bricks I got. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body crazy curvy wavy big titties little waist. Body crazy curvy wavy big titties little waist. Body yaddy 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 yaddy.
This really is my song. I love this song. Every single thing about it, like the beat, Megan's flow, her lines in there, the video, like everything about this song is just so good. It just be stuck in my head. One that like body yada 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 yada, like just putting something like simple like that in a song that is so addictive, and it just gets stuck in your head and just makes you want to go listen to this song. And I just be walking around like my apartment saying random lines from this song all the time, like the category is body. That's probably the one I say the most, just randomly, just like the category is body. And I really love this song, especially the beat. The beat is probably my favorite part, because it's not just like a loop. It like the beat changes up. Like the beat on the second verse is probably my favorite section, because it's so different, and then it changes up throughout the whole song, and it's not just some like kind of boring consistent thing. Because like on Movie, like I like the beat in that, but the beat was just the same the entire time. It just felt like the kind of same thing on a loop on a loop on a loop. Here it changes up, and it just makes the whole thing so much more interesting. And then with Megan's flow changing up with the beat, and it just is I love this song. It's too good. It's like the perfect song, because this one gets played in a strip club too, but you really just vibe out to it. I love this track. Great single and great video, and just claps all around. But yeah, body, that's my jam. Let's go on to what's new.
Into a savage middle finger, all of my bitches, just to remind y'all I ain't having it. I'm
came on to this one hard.
IOUs ain't getting back. Lot of shit I should walk away from, but the hood bitch Jimmy kept pulling me back. Wish I would let her horn my business. Club Bentley, drop 450 to make my car match with my feelings. Y'all be hating, I'm riding with Ferris to make sure none of y'all hoes come near me. Rolling D, rock 2 C's, in my purse I keep some G's. Ho quit talking my video man, cause that only make him mow and cheese. Bet you a bum, don't get a crumb. How you got cake and ain't fucking for none? Tell her hater, fuck you. They keep coming, telling me these bitches mad. What's new? All this ice around my neck got me feeling too cool. We was banging and he beat that pussy red too. Ooh, middle finger out the road. These niggas love me cause I'm like that freaky, nasty. Bite me, I bite back. Ayy, I'm 100, not 50. Ayy, weak niggas never give me. Ayy, pussy niggas on the internet talking about some pussy they ain't getting. Yeah, tell her hater, fuck you. They keep coming, telling me these bitches mad. What's new? All this ice around my neck got me feeling too cool. We was banging and he beat that pussy red. So, whoa, middle finger out the roof.
What's new? Hey, Megan was talking her talk on this song. She had some stuff to get off her chest. I love just how hard she was going right off the bat on it. Love the beat too. It added to that energy, and her flow throughout. And I just love that aggressiveness that she had on this track. I think my favorite part was the chorus and that kind of sing-songy melody. The what's new? Did it, too cool. Did it, so ooh, like love that part of the song. It just had me rocking to it a little bit. Overall, I just again love the aggressiveness of that track and her talking her talk. Yeah, let's go on to Work That.
Like it when I work that, sir that. Riding like a rodeo. He looking like a snack, I'm trying to lick him like I got my tongue out like.
I'm loving the beats on all these songs. Hey.
Shake that ass, make it dance. Since you show it in your pictures, I'm gonna take that cash. You in love with your body, bitch, take off your clothes.
Hey.
I'ma ride him like a bro, cause I ain't new to this shit. And I ain't never
Hey, what is that? That I know that like that flow right there.
Bouncy big she not this me no Nicole, but are you kidding me? Look up that bitch, I'm the epitome. Been real thick, I don't need no vitamin. I got my tongue out like, poke it out like. He looking like a snack, I'm tryna lick him like. I got my tongue out like, poke it out like. He looking like a snack, I'm tryna lick him like.
Running like a rodeo. Hey, hey, hey. Rodeo. What is that on the stick it, stick it? Like that feels like a. I feel like there's so many samples on this, or just like interpolations of songs and references to stuff that I recognize because I really like this beat too. But that felt familiar as well, and then that little stick it. I love too how this kind of felt like it kind of felt like an R&B song a little bit, like it felt like R&B mixed with like trap. Really love the production and the beat of this. Really, so far I don't think there's been a bad beat. Well, maybe that one with DaBaby, that just because that one just threw me off. But other than that one, there hasn't really been a beat that I haven't liked. Loved her flow on this. Loved the chorus and her flow too. I don't think there's been any song that I'm like, ooh, she not flowing on this one. Like her flow has been like on point this entire album, especially on this song, and I like that. Ride it like a rodeo. That feels like a sample of something too. I feel like that feels like a Nelly song right there. Like the ride it like a rodeo. Like I feel like I could hear Nelly saying that on the song. I don't know. A lot of elements to this song, but I really liked it. But it's so short. It's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Well, most of these songs are like 2 minutes and something, but I really like that one. That one I think might be one that's gonna be in my top 3. And it's not even anything super crazy. It's simple, but it just it got me going. The beat, the flow, the ride it like a rodeo, the little sample things that I felt like I noticed. Yeah, real good track. So let's go on to Intercourse.
Girl, your pussy good from birth. Want you bend it over, you in them skirt. Girl, you full of energy like dance or concert. Good sexy.
Okay, she going to the island. Island girl.
Hello, girl, pussy tiny. Your vagina so tiny. Phone anytime you want it. Pops could have fuck your grimy. Back it up in a the back of the Ferrari.
I'm excited to hear Megan on this because this doesn't feel like a typical Megan song. I like it though.
When it come to body, nobody bodying me. Mixing weed with the liquor, creating the chemistry. I never gave a fuck about what the mother girls saying. I just wanna know if the dick really hanging. You ain't got a sugarcoat shit, let your lick it on me. If that's the case, you need to get the liquor and the honey. Body right, pussy tight, come and put it on me. Sending pics to your phone so you're never lonely. Baby, why don't we go to Montego? Put your hook in my bumper like a repo. I'm tryna do some real freaky shit, only we know. Treat my body like some oxtails, stick your fingers. Take me where the temperature is hotter than a hot tea.
Turn her around, squeeze her up. Long cocky go full her up. Y'all the sperm tip me feet pan one up. Sexual intercourse. Sexual.
Okay, Intercourse featuring Popcaan and Mustard. And I hope I'm saying that guy's name right. I hope it's Popcaan. But anyway, I'm kind of split on this song. Half of me really likes it because I really like the kind of island vibe of the song and the beat. I really like. Shout out to Mustard. I thought it was like real smooth but had like just enough like knock to it. And then I thought like Popcaan was the perfect feature for this. Like his tone and the like melodic quality to it and just his flow over the whole thing I thought worked so well. And then like the other half of me, like I liked Megan's verse, but I think I just wanted her to switch her flow up a little more. Like it was a little different, But I think I just wanted it to be a little less aggressive and a little more, I guess, sing-songy the way that Popcaan's like chorus and verse was. Maybe she just doesn't sing, but like with the vibe of the song and how it was like so different from really everything else on the album and everything else that I've heard from Megan. I thought she was gonna do a complete 182 and like, you know, do a completely different kind of vibe. But she didn't. She changed it up a little bit, but I just was expecting like a full switch. But I did like what she did. I just didn't love it like I love the rest of the song. But yeah, so I think it's gonna fall like in the middle, like the top of the middle for me when I'm like looking at the album tracks. But I think it could have been one of my favorites if like she would have completely switched up too and gave into this real like smooth kind of soft island vibe of the track. But yeah, I think that's all I got on Intercourse. So let's go on to track 12, Go Crazy with Big Sean and 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Right,
Feels kind of.
Okay, the hate turned me to a monster, so I guess I'm evil now. Woke up and I black out everything so I can see it now. This fucking body isn't everything they find, and as if a nigga didn't shoot me and they picking sides. I'm about to go crazy. I ain't pulling up, let them hoes finna pay. Let the bitch on the shit, and I ain't gotta prove it. Finna go dumb shit, these hoes think I'm stupid. I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to go.
I hit once, I hit twice, that's a habit. I go cash it. Hey. This nigga made you crazy, this dick make you psychopathic. Strictly rich by pimping, not by simping, show no sympathy. If they hate you for being you, they not securing their identity. Me, myself, and now she treat me like the Holy Trinity. Fuck a Birkin, give you a business, boss you up, now you can buy 10 of these. How many besties done up there left me? Who claim they my dog?
Love the beat.
Who tried to double
and Sean flowing over it. Nice.
Fuck, I look like stressing over these hoes that stress
I'll
me.
be back. I'm about to go crazy.
Love all the stuff in the background of this
I'm
too.
about to go crazy. Bitch, I'm about to go. A bitch can't check me, can't disrespect me. A shot can't hit me if it's sent indirectly. Carnivore, I'ma eat up any bitch you pay me. 40-inch long black weave like Morticia. Applying so much pressure to these hoes, they getting blisters. I'ma buy it twice so my shoes got sisters. I only want a nigga on my birthdays and Christmas. Bitch, I'm about to go crazy.
I'm about to go ignorant, rich with the benefits. Crooking my dick shit, looking like 10 to 6. Used to hit the dealership, let it make a drop off. Stars in my roof, I don't have to take the top off. Honey going crazy, making wet pop. You already know the topic. Let me see you squirt the ground, let me see you touch the cop. Still throwing bands on the pandemic. Smoking the wrong paper with my strand in it.
I'm about to go crazy.
Hey, I love whatever that pluckiness is right there. I really like this one. I found the beat really interesting. It was one kind of like what I was saying with Body, where it changed up throughout, and like as the rapper's flow changed, the beat changed, and it was like it was an interesting journey throughout with the beat, but all of it sounded good. I love like right at the start that like pluckiness. I don't know what instrument that was. I wanted to say like a sitar, but it gave me like kind of Arabic vibes, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And then the bass came in, and I was like, oh, okay, those two mixing together, and then like that kind of background voice that like, oh, like I loved all the different elements of the beat, and like I said, the journey as it all like changed up with those three things. And then I thought all three of them killed their verses. I think Big Sean had my favorite verse. I might be kind of biased though, because he's one of my favorite rappers, but I thought he really did his thing, and the flow is there and the lines is there. But like I said, they all their verses worked well. But yeah, good track, and that beat and then Sean's verse were definitely the highlight of the song for me. So let's go on to track 13.
Just go get all your stuff. I guess my love ain't good enough. Just come get all your stuff.
Okay.
I guess my love ain't good enough. You act so hard with me.
Kind of dance pop.
Make a bitch feel like she pretty. Kiss me in the middle of the
Definitely
party.
different.
Remember who you belong to when they friendly. I shouldn't have to teach you something. You should be bitter. Don't rock me to sleep. Skip to the part that you.
So she does sing, so she should have been singing on that Intercourse. Okay, I can rock with the versatility. Is there a like funk sample in there?
Now it's looking like you way better off for her. Hair grown, money long, now I'm in the city. All my friends like, girl, what you doing different? It's that fuck boy free glow hidden. Waist snatch, ass fat, feeling real pretty. Don't rock me to sleep. Skip to the part that you really mean. Yeah, don't rock me to sleep. Baby, just say what you really mean. Blah, blah, blah.
I do kind of like
If you wanna leave, then bye,
the drums on it. Don't Rock Me to Sleep. Interesting track. I applaud Megan for, you know, stepping out of her comfort zone, trying something new. This one didn't really feel like a rap song. It kind of felt more like a pop dance EDM ballad type track. Like I feel like a Gwen Stefani or a Fergie or somebody would put out this kind of track. But I don't think it was bad. I think it worked, and she's singing on this. She's not really rapping, which makes me think back to like Intercourse, where I said I wish her verse was a little more melodic and sung, and I was like, maybe she just doesn't sing. But here she is, like 2-3 tracks later, actually singing. So I wish she would have like sang or been a little more melodic on that one. But anyway, Don't Rock Me to Sleep. Yeah, I think it worked. Is it gonna be one of my favorites? No. But again, I applaud her for trying something new. And I don't think it's at the bottom either. It's not my least favorite. It's definitely something new. And I like her adventuring out of her comfort zone. But yeah, I think that's all I got on Don't Rock Me to Sleep. So let's go on to Outside.
What Juicy say? Like, shut the fuck up.
Another juicy track.
real hot girl shit.
Feels like a ballad. Feel like a Luther Vandross instrumental. Now it don't. I like the kind of 90s vibe of it.
I ain't for the streets, cause bitch I am the street. And I ain't on these niggas, all these niggas be on me. And I'ma be outside till I don't wanna be. Put the card in my name so I know it's real. I'm the same chain that you got when you say let's chill. I know how much they cost, them diamonds in your mouth. I told them buy the house but don't be coming in and out. Baby, can you tell me, have you ever heard of polygamy? It's only me and you, but I got many personalities. So I ain't for the streets, cause bitch I am the street. And I ain't on these niggas, all these niggas be on me. And I'ma be outside till I don't wanna be. And I'ma show this ass cause it's what they wanna see. I check your bitch out and she basic, that's why she hating. She rock designer but it's old, that shit is dated. I'm rocking me runway Gianni, Versace Heidi. And anything they come behind me is fucking sloppy. Look, I ain't for the streets, cause bitch I am the street. And I ain't on these niggas, all these niggas be on me. And I'ma be outside till I don't wanna be. And I'ma show this ass cause it's what they wanna see. We outside!
Outside. I like this one. The beat is another one that feels kind of like two different sounds coming together. Like at the beginning, I was like, oh, this feels like kind of Luther Vandross, Mariah Carey with like just the piano. And then once the bass came in, it kind of mixed like a 80s, 90s R&B ballad with like a 90s hip hop type thing. And I love those two things coming together. And her like delivery and flow on it too. At first I was like, it feels like she's going too hard for this kind of like ballad type song. But as the song went on, I really started liking her flow mixed with the two different sounds of the beat. Like it all came together really nice, and it was like a nice little knock to it while still being like kind of smooth and slow. So shout out to Juicy J. I think I've really liked all the beats that he's produced so far on the album. Really love that beat especially, and then all those three kind of different sounds coming together made for like a really interesting and like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but this is like what the song kind of made me want to do, just kind of real smooth with it, you know? But yeah, let's go on to the Savage remix with Beyonce.
Queen bee, want no smoke with me. And turn this motherfucker up 800 degrees. Whole team eat, chefs cause she's a treat.
Oh, she's so bougie, bon appetit.
I'm a savage,
Attitude nasty,
talk big shit,
but my bank account match it.
hood, but I'm classy, rich, but I'm ratchet. Haters kept my name in their mouth, now they gagging.
Love Beyonce in the background. I'm a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet, sassy, nasty, acting stupid. What's happening? What's happening? Hits TikTok when I dance.
On that demon time, she might start her OnlyFans. Big B and that B stand for bands. If you wanna see some real ass,
Baby, here's your chance.
If you don't jump to put jeans on, baby, you don't feel my pain.
Hold up.
Please don't give me hype. Write my name in ice. Can't argue with these lazy bitches.
I just raised my price.
I'm a boss, I'm a leader. I pull up in my two-seater, and my mama was a savage. Got the shit from Tina. I'm a savage. Yeah, classy, bougie, bitch. Sassy.
Like the ratchet. Love that.
Acting stupid. What's happening?
It actually kind of sounds like Kelly Rowland right there.
Like Beyonce.
Like me.
You want a bitch like the stallion
With the knees.
You be like, damn, how that thing moving in the jeans.
Damn jeans.
L couldn't do it like me, like me. I got this body ready just for you. But I hope you don't catch me messing around with you. Talking to myself in the mirror like, bitch, you my boo. They asking for the queen to buy some cameras in here. I'm a bad bitch, she's a savage, no comparison here. I'ma flip my hair and look back while I twerk in the mirror. All this money in a room, think some scammers in here. I'm coming straight up.
Go in, babe.
Do it like I started it. Wood grain, we swerving, keeping his mind all on these curves. I hop that shit the way I hopped up and slid. I pop my shit, now watch me pop up again. I my stuff flow down, watch me sweep up these ends.
It's the Stallion. Savage remix. What can I even say about this one? This was just such a big moment this year. Like, Megan got a collab with Beyonce in her first #1, like in one song. That's when I was like, wow, Megan Thee Stallion has really made it. This is actually the only version of the song that I've heard. I never heard the original just because it was going so crazy on TikTok. I just heard like the same like 10 to 15 seconds that I'm a savage, and that was enough for me. But then when the remix with Beyonce came out, I was like, oh, that could be big. Let me just listen to it. And I absolutely loved the remix. It was like a true collab. I think one of the best collabs of the year. Like, they were trading off. They both had some like good verses. I love like Beyonce's little ad libs and stuff in the background. I love the beat. Shout out to Jay White. Just really good. And I generally prefer Beyonce when she's singing to when she's rapping, but she went in on this song. Like, everything about this collab was perfect, and I'm glad it was Megan's #1 and her real big like coming out moment when she's like, I'm here to stay. You know, Megan has had a pretty good year. But yeah, I think that's all I got on the Savage remix. Like I said, probably one of the best collabs of the year. So let's go on to Girls in the Hood.
Being good, I'm a bad bitch. I'm sick of motherfuckers trying to tell me.
It's the one with the Easy E sample, right?
Hate under my pictures on the gram. Bitch, you better hope I never run across your man. He fucking with
I love the kind of rock vibe of it.
With them legs on his head, now he loves tall women. It never happened if the dick wasn't snapping.
Hey.
I'm a hot girl. I do hot shit. Finish income on my outfit.
This part makes me think of like Soulja Boy for some reason.
These bitches mad. They wanna hurt me. Any room about me, let me get it. I'm an open book, and your man probably read it.
Hey.
Look at my ID, and these hoes still pathetic. Real bitches back when I check my check. They call me patty cake, cause the way that ass shake. I'ma make them eat me out while I'm watching anime. Skin like gold, and my teeth like diamonds. Hot girl train Elliot, got me shining. They tried to knock me off, but a bitch still grind. I'm a rich nigga magnet, pretty with a fatty. 30-inch weave with the long eyelashes. Yes, I got a man. If I don't like who asking, I don't stand outside cause I'm too outstanding. Cause the girls in the hood are always hard. Ever since 16 I've been having a job, knowing nothing in life, but I gotta get rich. You could check the throwback pics, I've been that bitch. I'm a hot girl, I do hot shit. Finish income on my outfit. I don't text quick cause I ain't thirsty. These bitches mad, they wanna hurt me.
Girls in the Hood. I liked hearing it just now because I wasn't the biggest fan of this song when it first came out, but I don't know, maybe it sounds better like within the full album. I really love the use of that sample and the real like rock edge to this song, and like her flow and delivery was like real aggressive, and it worked so well with like that dun da 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 da. So I really loved the beat and the rock edge and her aggressive like flow and nature over it. So yeah, Girls in the Hood, huh? I like I said, I wasn't really the biggest fan of it when it first came out, but just now it was pretty good. But yeah, let's go on to the last track, Don't Stop, featuring Young Thug. Love the EDM feel of
Real
this
hot girl
track.
shit. I got a stank ass walk and a reckless ass mouth. And my shit so tight when we fuck my pussy talk. Attitude bad, pussy too good. When you say fuck me, I tell them fuck me good. Chase these niggas, I wish I would. Bad bitch like me, hoes wish they could. Shit task with me, I need gas to see. And I'm all with a daddy, she a bastard to me. He ain't fucking him right, bitch, pass him to me. Real niggas love me from the H to the D. Don't stop, stop that cat. Just like that. Shake that shit. Work it, bitch.
Just for the day, see you gotta go. Roll a spade, can't you catch a cold? What's wrong, can? Let me see, pink in the brain. Shake but you not that gay. Yo, and I'ma ice your wrist like a player. Stop Miami, LA. Not an ass and fat like an egg. Come to the spot with me, lay. If not cream that pussy like me. Ever since I got my cake up, I've been running these bitches like May. What my doc say? I just read this bitch like a bird. Yeah. What my doc say? I'ma hit it for the best, say slash.
I'm gon' blow him like AC. Give me big head like IT. Lick me till I scream. Twist his tongue like I mean. My body so out of this world. Change my act name to Astro Girl. People sound way too full of myself. You're right, and I ain't even made it to dessert. Don't stop, pop that cat. Just like that. Shake that shit. Work it, bitch.
Hey. This song just kind of feels like Megan, you know? It feels like her in her element. Like she gets to talk her ish and be kind of aggressive and sexual on this one. The beat works so well with her kind of voice, and I love how like the boom and bass is mixed with that like electronic effect on top of that. I love that part of the song. I thought Young Thug was a perfect feature. I think my favorite part though is that chorus, that don't stop that cat, just like that. Like it's so catchy. It's just like I said, this song feels so Megan. Like this song just screams Megan Thee Stallion, you know? And I feel like the same thing kind of what I said with Girls in the Hood. I like it more hearing it now. Now this one I actually liked when I reacted to it a little while back, but I liked it even more hearing it just now within the album. But yeah, I think that's all I got on this track, and that's the last track on this album. So let's get into my final thoughts, and I'll tell you my favorite 3 tracks off of it and what I rate this album. Okay, so good news. Since it's called good news, let's start off with my good. I think that this was a really solid debut album. Now the album didn't like blow me away, but I thought that this was like a great like first official album to be like, you know, I'm here. And I really only see Megan going up from here because she's somebody who just has all the right ingredients, you know. For one, she's a good rapper. Like she writes well. Like every single song there was like a line or a bar or a little punchline or something. You're like, okay, like I see you, Megan. Like I see you. And then I just like her overall flow, and I like her voice and just her delivery and the confidence that she has. And then she's a good dancer. She's beautiful. And then she just has this really great personality, you know, very likable. And then as for the songs on this album, I thought production wise, every single song had a great beat. So shout out to the producers. Like start to finish, there wasn't a badly produced song. Even like Cry Baby, like I was a little thrown off by that one when I first reacted to it, but I've listened to it a couple times now, and it's honestly growing on me a little bit. And especially shout out to Juicy J too, because I felt like all the songs that he produced for this album, they really like, Megan was really in her element on those records. So shout out to Juicy and Megan coming together, because those are some real special moments. And this album is really sample heavy, or it like had a lot of samples and like interpolations of like classic kind of nostalgic records. And sometimes that can be a bad thing, but I thought she did it just right on this because it didn't feel like repeats. They all felt like Megan songs with something like kind of nostalgic about it, and she would use the different songs and loop them in the backgrounds and stuff. She used all the samples in very interesting ways and made it so it just had this like really interesting kind of sound, mixing like older R&B or hip hop with like more of the current sound, and it came together really nicely. And I honestly thought she did all the samples, at least the ones that I recognized, I thought she did them all justice. But yeah, I think those are all my like good points. Now get into my bad, not necessarily even bad, because again, I think this was a solid album. But the things I thought could have been a little better. For one, I didn't think there were too many like standout songs. Like there were a few like standout tracks, but I felt like there were no bad songs, but a lot of them were just good and not enough were like great. And I think that kind of comes down to, for me at least, I think there was too many songs on this. Like 17 songs was a little bit too much for me. I would have rather had like 10 to 12 like really, really excellent songs than like 17 just good songs with a few like standout moments, you know? And it was like, it became it also like another thing, like they were also short that like some of them just weren't even memorable. Like I was bopping to it while I was on, and then like right after it was over, I forgot about it because it was just so quick and it was like done, and then we were on to the next track. And so I would have rather it been like, again, like 10 to 12 longer, really, really solid songs, because some of them did feel kind of like, oh, this feels like that or this feels like that. But if she would have like scaled it down and really focused in on like 10 to 12 of them and like lengthened them out and really just made them that much better, I think this album could have really been like it was already solid, and I think it could have been like even better. And then this one isn't necessarily a good, or it's kind of in between, I guess. I love that she started showing a little bit of versatility on this, taking some chances, like that kind of pop dance track. And then like there were some slower songs. Like there was a little more variety in like the reggae. So like she was taking some chances. I just wish she could have gone even further with it and really like stepped outside of the box. Because the songs that were a little different, those were the times where it really caught my ear. And I was like, oh, okay, I see you, Megan. But again, I think she's gonna only go up from here. So I think as she becomes, you know, more cemented in her career, she's gonna start taking more chances and you know, writing even better stuff and really coming into her own even more. But yeah, those are my final thoughts for this album, Good News. So now let's get into my favorite tracks. First up, my honorable mentions, Body and the Savage remix. I already came into the album loving both these songs, so I didn't think it was fair to include these in my top 3. But these 2 tracks are my jams. Like they both go hard and they both just get me hype anytime they come on. So now let's get into my official top 3. Coming in at number 3, I got a little tie between Do It On The Tip with City Girls and then Go Crazy with Big Sean and 2 Chainz. Both of these tracks, all the rappers went off. Megan, City Girls, Big Sean, 2 Chainz, like they all went in on both these tracks. Love the beats on each of these. And then as for Do It On The Tip, I love Megan coming together with the City Girls and them just talking they ish. But both songs get me hype, make me excited, make me want to dance around, and again, they all went in on those tracks. Coming in at my number 2, I got Circles. I don't know, again, what that sample was, but I loved it. And this was a track that felt like something new or something different than what I'm used to from Megan. Like, cause like that sample loop made it feel kind of like a ballad, but then the bass and Megan's kind of delivery made it feel like a little more up tempo. So those 2 things coming together made for a really interesting track for me, and again, something new that I hadn't personally seen from Megan. And I love that sample, whatever it is. Let me know below in the comments, because that song sounds like a jam. Now into my number one. I don't think this one should be a surprise, but my number one is Shots Fired. She started off the album on the highest of high notes for me. Like, she went in, like, it was lyrical. She was the punchline. She was going after people, came in right out the gate with that confidence that I love and that aggressiveness. Love that beat. It all just worked so well. She was talking her talk and unapologetic about it. And I love that she came first track and just got all that off her chest and was like, moving on. Like, that's all you get, you know? So I love that for her. She went on this record. Like, I could talk about this song for days because it just, the lines, the every single line, the instrumental, her energy, the flow, it just, everything came together perfectly for that track, and she did what had to be done. Okay, now those are my top three tracks. Coming in at number 3 again, a tie between Do It On The Tip and Go Crazy. Number 2, Circles. And number 1, Shots Fired. Now let's get into my album rating. I was going kind of back and forth between what I wanted to rate this album. I was going between like a 7.5 out of 10 and an 8 out of 10. So I ended up just going in the middle, a 7.75 out of 10. I do think that's a good score. I think it accounts for like the solid album, good solid album. And, you know, it just, again, didn't like blow me away. But I think she's got all the makings to one, be here for a while and really be at the top of the game like a superstar. Because she's got the flow. She's got the lyrics. She's got the beats. I think, again, I just want her to take a few more chances to really like, to show that she's here to stay, you know. But again, solid album. Megan's only going out from here. That's all I got on good news. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this album. What are your favorite tracks? What are your top 3? Like, what do you rate this? Do you agree with me that it's like a solid first album but didn't blow you away? Or maybe you're like a Megan stan and you think this is 10 out of 10 and I'm crazy. Or maybe you all the way on the other side and you like this was a mess, which it definitely wasn't. But let me know whatever your thoughts are below in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks for stopping by. See y'all next time.